Today we have the pleasure of speaking with Daniel, the drummer of Arch Enemy, on their upcoming album, Blood Dynasty, out March 28th. I hope you enjoy.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Yeah, good.
You're out on a nice little nature walk.
I'm out taking a walk. Yeah.
Good for you. Ah, that's nice. That's a good way to start your day.
Yeah, not too bad. I was thinking
Well,
about maybe just using audio for this, that if that's okay with you.
that's totally fine.
Yeah, cool. All right. Because I'm going to be doing this with the phone, so.
I don't mind either way, whichever you're most comfortable with.
All right. All right, we'll do it like that. So the sound is fine, or do you hear my footsteps?
Nope, I can hear you fine. I don't hear the footsteps.
Excellent.
Yes. How's your day going?
Oh, it's going great so far.
Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, yeah, we're here to talk about this beast of an album. Holy crap. It is, I can't stop listening to it. It's so, so good. Blood Dynasty coming out in just a little over a week now. You've released four songs so far. How have you felt the reception has been to the four songs?
I think it's been like, for me personally, I feel it's overwhelmingly good.
Hmm.
And I mean, I haven't seen that much complaining, to be honest. So it's all good.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I really enjoy it. I have found out that like the more I listen to it, the more I'll have certain songs that stick in my head, and A Million Suns seems to be the one that really sticks. Tell me a little bit about that one.
Oh, that's cool that you like the album, first of all. And
Yes.
yeah, A Million Suns was actually the last song that we finished in the writing process. And actually, it was a song that Michael came up with completely on his own. So it's
Okay.
basically it's him writing the song and the lyrics. So it's a pretty catchy tune. So cool to hear that you like it.
Yeah. Yeah, it sticks a lot. That one and The Pendulum are the two that I find get stuck in my head the most. Tell me a little bit about The Pendulum too.
Um, that's a song that we've been sitting on for a while. That was written by me and Michael together, and yeah, it's cool. It's cool choices that you came up with. I haven't heard anyone mentioning those two songs yet. So
Interesting.
th that one is a little bit. It leans a little bit to the for me anyway. I feel that it leans a bit to the power metal side, like melodic metal,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a little bit different for us, I guess. But I think it still sounds like Arch Enemy.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you are a very influential drummer in the metal world. I'm sure that you know that. I don't know how that feels for you, if that's weird for you or flattering or a little bit of both. But there's a lot of people that put you pretty high up on their influences as a drummer that they look up to. First of all, how does that feel to know that and hear that throughout all these years? And second of all, who are some that were yours or have been yours?
Influences, you mean, or
Yeah, like for a lot of people, you're their influence. You're the name that a lot of drummers look up to and want to like work up to. Um So yeah, how has that felt for you knowing that you are one of many people's influences, and then also who are some that have been your influences?
well, it's always a bit surreal to hear that somebody cite me as an influence. I'm still I'm still surprised every time I hear it, kind of. But it's like, I mean, my own perception of my own drumming in that sense is more like, you know, I know how much work I've put in and how much I've struggled to get to this point. So for me, I relate more to that. But I mean, it's obviously very flattering and extremely cool to hear people saying that. And
Definitely.
as far as my own influences, I mean, when I first started out drumming, I was really into thrash and death metal, and I wanted to play fast. And it was like Dave Lombardo and Pete Sandoval, Mick Harris, Napalm Death, and guys like that in the beginning, at least. And then, I mean, over the years, I progressed a little bit in my musical taste as well, and I discovered drummers from the 70s and 80s, and that influenced me a lot. So yeah, it's a little bit all over the place, but I feel almost influenced by anything I hear these
Yeah.
days.
Right. There's a
Yeah.
lot out there. There's a lot of influences to be able to pick from. When
Yeah.
did you know? Do you remember the moment that you decided or you knew that this is what you wanted to do? Was there like a pivotal moment that you were like, that's it. That's what I want to do?
Not really like a moment like that. It was something that kind of grew on me in a way, you know. I always knew that I loved playing drums and playing in a band, like creating songs and playing live and all that thing and all that, but as far as like a pivotal moment, that no, not really.
Yeah. Something that just kind of escalated over time. Out of all of these new songs, which one are you most excited to play live? And is there any fear of trying to tackle live?
Yeah, there's a song called Dream Stealer, which was the first
Mm-hmm.
single. And
Mm-hmm.
we just wrapped up a tour like actually it's like 3 months, 4 months ago already, but we toured with In Flames and Soilwork in Europe,
Mm,
a massive tour, and
in
we
flames.
yeah, yeah, it was a great tour. And then we
Yeah.
played at Dream Stealer, and we also started playing Lies and Thieves before it was released, so that was something new for us. Try
Oh,
out a
that's
brand new song.
cool.
Yeah, it was great. It's really cool way to try a song out with the fans, see what they think about it. I mean, if you hear a
Yeah.
song for the very first time live, it's like, I guess, you want to listen to the song. So I saw a lot of people just checking out the band and, absorbing the music. Maybe not going absolutely crazy on that one. So, well, it was cool, really cool.
Right. Right. They weren't sure what the beat was going to do yet, so they weren't able to know.
Exactly, because a lot of the times I feel like when we are playing live, I'm like that as well when I go to see a show and I hear a song that I like. You kind of hear the recorded version of the song in your head at the same time. So
Right.
yeah,
Right. Yeah. So if they don't have that to go off of, then they're just kind of like, well, what's this?
yeah. So it
So
becomes a
you
very spontaneous like interaction. That's cool.
right, which is really cool. Yeah. That's a cool way of doing it and definitely a different way of doing it, which I'm sure the people that got to hear it before again you released it were like was kind of a cool little intimate moment for them, you know?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Your drumming in March of the Miscreants and Don't Look Down. It's always so surprising to me with drummers at your speed how you're able to do it without like having a freaking heart attack. But also like uh it's so fast and there's so many different melody changes. It just seems like it's like wizardry to me. I've never even attempted to play drums because it seems like it's something that I wouldn't even be able to to accomplish. When you are not feeling well, which unfortunately happens on tours sometimes, how are you able to keep up with that pace and that speed when you're like trying, feeling half dead?
I mean, that's a very relevant and good question. Because I mean, I have nights when I'm not feeling great, and the first thing I notice is actually uh, just like how would I say that? I mean, you need a lot of hmm. Yeah, I just feel like it's hard work to get up to that speed some nights, you know. And I don't think it's age related, even though we are a band that's been going for a while. But I
Yeah.
think it's just like the body, it's ups and downs. But for the most part, I'm able to make it through at least. So
Yeah. Is there like an adrenaline that jumps in that kind of helps you out?
oh, for sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what we kind of feed off. If that's what you want from a really good show, it's like there's an interaction between the band and the crowd, and you get a lot of energy off of that. So if we play in front of a crowd that's not into the band, you feel that too, I guess.
Yeah,
Although that doesn't happen too much. Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure not with you guys, especially because you're a bigger band that's been around for a long time. But there absolutely is an energy exchange between the band and the crowd, and you can tell. I'm sure you can tell even as a fan who has gone to shows as well. You can tell when the band is enjoying and having a good night and enjoying what they're doing versus when they're not, and then it kind of goes back and forth between the crowd and the band, right? If the crowd's like super hyped up or if the crowd's like having a Monday. There's definitely a big energy exchange between the two and you can tell when things are off.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I love playing live, and even when I'm having a bad night, I still really love shows.
Mhm.
And I mean, not gonna lie, alcohol helps to
Yeah.
make a crowd get even more into it. So,
Yeah. Yeah,
oh yeah, I think so.
absolutely. So on top of that, what are some things that you do for self-care to keep balanced when either on tour and or at home? What are some things to make sure that you're taking care of yourself so that way you're able to keep maintaining and keep going? Because I'm sure you guys do a lot of work in and out of touring.
Yeah, for my part of it, just like playing drums and just keeping the chops up. I'm not really able to take any longer breaks anymore. I feel like a week or 2 weeks without playing my instrument, I just lose so much of the fine adjusting details and stuff.
Mhm.
So I basically just play a lot. That helps. And
Yeah.
then obviously on tour, yeah, you gotta focus on the show basically and not go too crazy with partying after the shows. Just like time and also time the day, like wake up at a time so that once you hit the stage, that's the peak moment of the day, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, yeah. So making sure that you're scheduling your time well. Obviously, you do go for walks, which is really good for your mental health and being able to maintain sometimes when maybe you don't feel like you want to. Is there any other like hobbies that you have that help with those types of things as well?
I mean, I play tennis, but I can't say that that really affects me in any way. It might affect me if I get an injury, then it might be even harder to play. But apart from that, just like eating right, not drinking too much.
Yeah.
I don't smoke, so yeah.
It's got to help with cardio, tennis. I mean, that's a high high energy sport.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, the difficult part about tennis is, I mean, it's fun to play, obviously, but once you get serious and if you try to play matches, then it becomes also a very mental game.
Yeah.
And I feel, in some ways, I feel like there's a connection to playing a show. Like if you're having a bad night and you feel like you're slipping into like negative thinking, uh, it's kind of similar to a tennis game in many ways. Like just telling yourself that you know you love doing this and just keeping a positive attitude helps a lot.
Right. Yeah, because as soon as you slip into a little bit of that negative energy, then that's when mistakes happen.
And that's when rackets get broken as well. So
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about the artwork. The artwork is really, really cool on this album. There's a lot to it and a lot to interpretate with it. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, it was hand painted by a guy called Alex
Mhm.
Ricefar. who is based in the US in Portland. And
Oh,
yeah, and he worked with us on the two previous albums as well, Deceivers and Will to Power. And yeah, I mean, I think we came up with a really strong title to this album, and it's strong in a way that you can like visualize. You can build a concept around it, a visual concept around that title. And I think that he came up with a excellent like interpretation of the title. And it just looks really interesting, and you want to find out more about it. When that's the way I feel when I see it.
same. Same,
Yeah,
same. There's yeah, there's just a lot to be able to pick apart with it and it's so well done. I'm in Idaho, so Portland's just kind of a neighbor to me.
yeah,
So that's really interesting, but yeah, he did a fantastic job. It's very thought-provoking.
yeah. I
Yeah.
agree.
Speaking of artwork, you have one or two tattoos.
Uh,
What do you have a favorite? And if you do, why is it your favorite?
out of my tattoos, you mean?
Yes, out of yours, yeah.
Um, I have a lot of tattoos, and a lot of them are in kind of a similar style.
Hmm.
And I think my back tattoo is, I'm pretty proud of that one because it was, I've forgotten about the pain now, but the pain was pretty intense and I was proud to be able to pull through. It took, I think it was 8 sessions of like 5 hours each. And
Like,
they were spread out within a period of like 3 months. So
oh my
it was
gosh,
pretty,
that's not very long.
yeah, yeah, it was pretty intense, but it came out great. And I'm actually happy that it's done.
I bet. How long ago did you get it done?
When was that? It was probably in 2018, I believe.
Oh, not super long ago then.
Yeah, no, not too bad.
Do you have any canvas left, or are you head to toe now? Well, not head, but pretty much all covered at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't plan on tattooing my leg, so I don't really count that. But as far as the torso goes, I only have spots that are pretty uncomfortable, I believe. So I'm saving up the energy for that.
Like the feet,
Like,
are you gonna do the feet?
no, I'm pretty intimidated by doing the belly. A lot of people say that's horrible, and every time I got close to that area, it's like, wow. So
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't even thought about that area, but I'm sure that would be super tender.
yeah,
And just play the new album in your headphones while you're getting it done.
yeah,
Do you know if you guys are planning on making a North America tour?
yeah. Actually, we are going to North America in April and May.
Oh, okay.
We're yeah, we're starting a
I
tour in
did
about
see that.
4 weeks. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
did see that, but you weren't coming around here. I was actually looking at potentially traveling to either Seattle or I think Salt Lake was even one of them too. And I was we get skipped a lot here in Idaho because I know that the states are very spread out over here, and you have to hit Washington, you have to hit Portland, and you have to hit a few places in California, and then usually like Vegas and Salt Lake, and so Idaho just kind of gets skipped over, which I totally understand.
Yeah, that's a shame. I mean, we've done a lot of US touring, but I don't know how many times we've been to Idaho.
Yeah,
Probably once or twice. I'm not sure over
yeah,
the
it's
years.
definitely
Yeah.
been a while. I think one of the times that I saw you guys was Mayhem Festival, but that's been obviously a really long time ago. Um, that
Yeah.
might, I know I've seen you guys at least twice, and I can't remember when the other one was, but it's definitely been a long time ago.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. So
Um,
you should try to make it out then to
I
one of the shows.
should. I should. We're actually traveling to see In Flames next month to Utah, In Flames and Unearth for the Machine Head tour. So I'm definitely not against traveling when I can, and you guys I would definitely travel for. So I'm gonna see if I can make it work. Um,
Yeah.
One more quick question. What is you've mentioned that sometimes you like to have drinks. What's your favorite? Is it beer or liquor that you prefer, and what's your favorite?
Well, I'm actually not very refined when it comes to drinking, so I'm happy with just like whiskey and Coke Zero. That's a good
Hmm.
one for me because it's not too much. There's no sugar, and I mean,
Right.
obviously whiskey is sugar, but I try to keep it as low carb as possible so you can drink more.
Right. Well, plus, like again, you're going a million miles an hour, so it's not like the alcohols you can't be drinking a whole bunch of empty calorie like beers and stuff that's gonna slow you down.
Yeah.
You're
And I
like
mean,
Animal from the Muppets.
yeah, I wish. No, I mean, I never drink before the show because I feel like
Mhm.
alcohol is not just, it's not made for, that type of activity.
Right, right. Smart, smart. So you can be on the top of your game.
Yeah, I'm good. I at least try to stay on top of it.
Yeah. Well, you do a good job. The album is incredible. I'm really excited for everybody else to be able to listen to it next week. I'm gonna keep jamming it and listen to it. It's definitely gonna make my top list of the year. I can't imagine that there's gonna be much else that's going to beat it for me. This one and the leading two of them has been on pretty much constant repeat. So I'm really stoked to hear, especially with the surprises that you have in this one. I'm really stoked to hear what everybody else has to say once it's fully released.
Yeah, it's really nice to hear that you like the album. It's cool because we worked on this thing for a very long time, and after a while, when you're in the studio and you just hear these songs over and over, and you think about them, and yeah, it becomes pretty intense. And then when the album is done and it's released, you kind of let go of that feeling. And then the album belongs to the fans and like people outside the band. So mhm.
Cool. Well, I am very thankful for it. And I'm very thankful for you taking the time with me. I hope you enjoy the rest of your walk, and I hope that the rest of your day goes easy for you. I know you have a few interviews today, so hopefully it's not too brutal for you and you're able to have some breather afterwards.
Thank you very
Some
much.
whiskey and Coke Zero afterwards.
Yeah, maybe.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Daniel. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You too. Thanks for the interview.
Thanks. Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye bye.